Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. We're continuing with my ongoing series, my entire record collection of about 5,800 albums. We are up to the letter S. That is the biggie, the really biggie. There are 75 artists and 453 albums. Obviously, I'm not going to show you them all in one video. I think I'm going to do this in three. So this one is going to be 40 artists, 176 albums. That's what we're going to do in this video. And it's going to be Sacred Spirit and Sade through Rick Springfield. Let's get cracking. Who's Sacred Spirit? This is one of those, I was in a record store, they were playing this, and I thought it was awesome. And it was this thing called Sacred Spirit, Chants and Dances of the Native Americans. And I bought it on the spot from Infinity when they played it. And then I found another one of their albums, which was this one. So I have two of them. This is the better one. This one is really cool. If you like Native American music, great stuff. All right, as far as popular music, let's go with Sade. I am a fan. I don't have all of their albums, her albums. This is Promise. You know this album. These are classics. And Love Deluxe. Right there. And I want to keep them in order. We got Soldier of Love. Right there. And this is a twofer. This is Lovers Rock and Lovers Live. And this is a live concert DVD, the whole show, and then the CDs, including CD of Lovers Rock. This is a really cool twofer. Here's another live one called Bring Me Home Live 2011. And this is a DVD and CD. Phenomenal. And then the Ultimate Sade collection on 2 discs. Yeah, I am a fan. They're a band, but it's obviously her, and just so great. Very unique, great band. All right, next up, Saga, and a live one called In Transit. It's going to be out of transit. I'm going to be purging this one. I've tried Saga. I remember when they first came out, but just not a huge fan. What can I tell you? I tried. I know some of you have mentioned them. All right, next up, Santana. I got a lot, and I got to be doing some purging from them. This is a cool one called The Woodstock Experience, and it's actually their debut album, plus their set at Woodstock. This is a nice collection. Their classic debut album, of course. And then we got Abraxas, 30th Anniversary Expanded Edition, with some bonus live stuff from the Royal Albert Hall. And we got this one I'm probably going to purge. Greatest Hits. You're going to see there is way too many Santana hits collections that I have, and I just don't need so many. That's a classic one. Probably my most played Santana album is this one, Moonflower. Love this one. This was a remastered version on 2 discs with bonus tracks. And this is a great Santana album for sure. This is a cool one, Lotus, which was a legendary 3-record set. Really deluxe packaging when it came out, and then I got it on the 2 CDs. Santana Live for sure. This is a really good collection called Viva Santana, another 2 CD set. Good compilation of a lot of great stuff, obviously. Sacred Fire is a live one from South America. I think I have this Laserdisc as well. Good latter day. I mean, it's really old by now, but at the time it was a latter day show. Then we got the Best of Santana. And like I mentioned, I have definitely got to go through these compilations. There's too many. Supernatural, the really big album. I don't really listen to it too much, but it was cool that he's got one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Shaman, latter day Santana album. It's good. And we're not done with Santana. How about Shapeshifter? Another latter day album. And then we get some more compilations. This one's called Ultimate Santana. This one's interesting. Kind of a good variety of stuff, including a lot of duets, as you can see. It's kind of an interesting one. And then the Ultimate Santana. This is that Essential Santana. A 2 CD set. Obviously, this is one of those ongoing series that everybody on Columbia gets. And this is another one called The Very Best of Santana. The problem with these compilations are all a little bit different. And there's got Winning, which I love that track. So I got to figure out which ones to keep. All right, Santana was pretty big. How many Santana have? 17 albums. All right, Joe Satriani comes next with the classic Surfing with the Alien. And that's the one that he put out when he was playing guitar with Mick Jagger on his solo tour of Japan and Australia. Here's The Extremist. And then an excellent compilation called Time Machine. This is really nice 2 CD set. And this is a good one to get if you're into Joe Satriani. Of course, now it's kind of dated. He's done a lot since then. But this is the Satriani stuff that is the stuff that I really like anyway. All right, next up, Savoy Brown. I got 3 and really good ones. This is the Savoy Brown collection featuring Kim Simmons. And this is on Duram Chronicles. You've seen these mini box sets. Comes with a nice booklet and an excellent selection of the best of the classic stuff of Savoy Brown right there. This is a great set. This is another really cool set. This came out much later, Hellbound Train. And this is a compilation of Savoy Brown live from 1969 to 1972, which of course is their heyday. And this is a great collection if you've never seen this. And then one more. This is Savoy Brown live from the Bottom Line in New York City, a small club, and a cool CD show. I have a couple of these Bottom Line type CDs, and that's a good one. Next up, Scaggs, One and Done for Me. All I have is the hits collection, and it's all I need. I did have a bigger collection on 2 CDs, just never really listened to it, so didn't keep it. Let's get to Patti Smith and Scandal. What the hell? Patti Smith is going to show up twice. Let's do her in Scandal. And this is the debut EP on vinyl. And that was a pretty big hit in America, actually, with Goodbye to You and Love's Got a Line on You. It's actually a really good record, but it's an EP. It's only 5 tracks. This was the second one, a full-length album called Scandal, featuring Patti Smith. You could already sense that the band was pretty much done as they put her on the cover with her name. And this was Warrior, which was a big hit. Beat of a Heart was a big hit. Hands Tied was a big hit. After that, it gets a little sketchy, but pretty cool. Alrighty, next up we got, let's do Patti Scialfa. I think that's where we left off. Yep, Patti Scialfa, of course, Mrs. Bruce Springsteen, but she's a fine artist in her own right. And this is Rumble Doll. Real good record. Then she did 23rd Street Lullaby. And this is a limited edition with a bonus track with live recordings. I think she has a really unusual voice. She's really cool. And like I said, she's a songwriter. She's a fine artist in her own right. And then Play It As It Lays, which was her 3rd record. And all of these were albums that I liked a lot. Real good from Patti Scialfa. All right, let's go next to Tom. No, we're not up to Tom Scott. We are up to the Scorpions and Blackout, the only Scorpions album that I have. And you're going to hate me, but it's getting purged because I just don't listen to the Scorpions. All right, next up, we got Tom Scott, and we have it on vinyl, and we have it on CD, Tom Scott and the LA Express, and I just love the album cover, and I love the music. I don't know. Call me sexy, as Spinal Tap would say, but man, there is nothing hotter than an album cover of a girl in tight jeans, in my opinion, and that is it. So I got it on vinyl and CD. Most importantly, the music is great. Next up, Seals and Crofts, their greatest hits. And that's a one and done for me. That's all I need from them. And the Essential Pete Seeger, another one and done. One single CD. And you got to have some Pete Seeger in the collection. But that's enough for me. Next up, Bob Seger. And Bob Seger's got 18 albums. Let's get cracking. And we will do it in order. We got Beautiful Loser. You probably know a lot of these, so I don't have to spend too much time on them. Live Bullet, legendary debut live record. And it's an album that made him pretty big, but then he really broke with Night Moves. Fantastic album. And then broke even bigger with Stranger in Town. Another fantastic album. And then he did Against the Wind, which I think even went bigger. Another great album. He was really on a roll. I love this live one called 9 Tonight. Everybody loves Live Bullet, and I like it, but this one I actually listen to more. Latter Day live one with the Silver Bullet Band. Great stuff. This was a cool vinyl promo at that time of We Got Tonight, Feel Like a Number, and Brave Strangers, which was previously unreleased. This was from that 9 Tonight time. I think this is black vinyl, right? No. Ooh, look at that. Red vinyl. Cool promo from around that 9 Tonight time period. Bob Seger. But we're not done with him. Then we got The Distance and Like a Rock and The Fire Inside. Now, these albums were good for me, but not great. Greatest Hits, a really fine single collection, best of. And then he did another album called It's a Mystery, which just did okay for me. And then he did Greatest Hits Volume 2, which was that. Picking up where the other one left off. Tracks that he didn't do. Then he did Face the Promise, another studio record. For me, it just did okay. And this is a thing called Essential Seeger, another compilation. That one's not one you see very often. And Ultimate Hits, which is a 2 CD collection. Rock and Roll Never Forgets. And you can see right there. And this was the Walmart special where they give you a bonus track of Living Inside My Heart. And two more, Ride Out. Another album that didn't do that much for me. And then I Knew You When, which was the last studio record that he did. The last one I have. And again, not a huge hit for me, but certainly a great American artist, Bob Seger. And Bob, like I said, 18 albums. Okay, how about the sensational Alex Harvey Band? I know some of you have mentioned him. And the album Next, a very famous album by him. And I mentioned to you guys, I've tried, and that's why he is heading into the Purge collection. Just don't love it. Brian Setzer comes next from the Stray Cats, and One and Done, collection 81 through 88. The best of Brian Setzer, and it's great. And if you never heard the title track of his first solo record, The Night Feels Like Justice, right there, ooh, what an amazing song. You'll love it from the first listen, I guarantee. Okay, we're up to the Sex Pistols, and I got two. The classic Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols, and this is the 21st anniversary edition, and really nice packaging. Looks like that. Great photographs, great booklet, and really big booklet, as you can kind of see. And then you got the album over there with a nice big pink CD that matches the artwork. Nice job on the 21st anniversary edition of this legendary record. And then I got the great Rock and Roll Swindle. And I also got that movie on Laserdisc. All right, newer artist that I got into from you guys. You guys said you got to get into Ron Sexsmith. And I have in a pretty big way, actually. So I got his debut solo record, which I really liked. And then I got Whereabouts, which again I really liked. And then Forever Endeavor, another real success. Came with a bonus tracks right there. And then this one's I just got recently, and it's in my backlog called Blue Boy. This one I have not heard, so if you're a fan, let me know what you think of this one. Ron Sexsmith with 4 albums, 3 in, 1 on the waiting list. Okay, I am a fan of 50s music, and I loved when Sha Na Na was around, and they had a TV show here in America. I actually saw them live, and a couple of their albums. This is From the Streets of New York, and they were a really good band. They played at Woodstock, and of course they did 50s music, but it was fun for somebody like me growing up in the 70s, and that was a really good way to get into 70s music. Here is their best album, The Golden Age of Rock and Roll. I got an advertisement. Oh, look where they were playing in Manchester and Liverpool. And then this is the set list of this live show. Great stuff. And then I even have a CD called Grease for Peace, the best of Sha Na Na, which is all you need. I'm not saying it's better than the original versions, but fun to listen to them. Here's a jazz one called Shadow Facts, and this did really well for me. It's kind of jazzy, it's kind of new agey, and I really liked it. Real good record. It was a Windham Hill retrospective of Shadow Facts. Next, one and done, the best of the Shangri-Las. Can't go wrong with this. Leader of the pack. Remember walking in the park. Remember walking in the sand, right? I can't see anymore, but there it is. Great stuff. And one and done, the Shoes. The best of the Shoes. A really fine collection of 22 of their best tracks. Kind of a power pop band and a fine band for what they did. Let's keep going. We are up to Carly Simon, another sexy as hell album cover. This is No Secrets, and there's Carly. Great album. And Hotcakes I have. And probably my most played from her is this, the original on vinyl, Best of Carly Simon. What is it? Only 10 tracks, but sometimes less is more. This is a great, great album. Here's Coming Around Again, the title track, one of my favorite songs of all time, actually. Love that song. Really good record, actually. She's not known for performing live too often, but when she does, she's really good. And here's Greatest Hits Live, which was filmed. And then if you wanted compilations, this is a biggie. This is called Anthology, a 2-disc set, really comprehensive. Maybe perhaps more than you need. And if it is, you can get one like this called Reflections, Carly Simon's Greatest Hits, which is more comprehensive than the original Best of Carly Simon. Something like, 20 tracks on here instead of 10. So a lot to offer from Carly Simon. Obviously, really good stuff. And next up, what do we have from Carly Simon? 7 albums. Next up, Paul Simon solo. We're talking 17 albums. Let's do it. The original Paul Simon songbook. Really early with some bonus tracks. And then we get into the classic stuff. These are all digitally remastered, beautiful packaging. The debut Paul Simon, well, the one that's just called Paul Simon. This is really the debut, I guess, but this is the one that everybody knew when he really kind of started. Next up was There Goes Rhymin' Simon. Again, digitally remastered, really nice packaging with a book, Kodachrome, Something So Right, American Tune, great stuff. Live Ryman, Paul Simon in concert. Right there, interesting live record. And then Still Crazy after all these years. Again, remastered with not bonus tracks, remastered, nice packaging. There is actually some bonus tracks there as well. Classic album. Another greatest hits, but this one we kept because it was a little bit different. It had a couple of new tracks on there, like Stranded in a Limousine. It's a really fine listen, a good early best of. One Trick Pony, which he was a movie, actually. Again, remastered, and good album. Got bonus tracks on this one. Hearts and Bones, kind of an overlooked one that I always liked this album. And again, remastered with bonus tracks. These are the ones to get if you like Paul Simon. Here's Graceland. Certainly, if it's not his best, it's way up there. And this is, again, remastered with bonus tracks. A really nice edition. There are bigger editions now. Another compilation, Negotiations and Love Songs 71 to 86. There is not a shortage of Paul Simon compilations. We're going to talk about Simon and Garfunkel shortly, but this is when Paul Simon did Concert in the Park solo with the big band. I liked it. I don't think it's nearly as good as the Simon and Garfunkel one, but it's a cool collection. Another greatest hits, shining like a national guitar. There is no shortage of Paul Simon. Another latter-day one, Surprise. This one actually had a hit here in America called, Father and Daughter, right there. That's a good track. A whopping collection here called The Essential Paul Simon. This one is, how many discs? 3 discs, 2 CDs, and a DVD. And not to beat a dead horse, the guy releases another album, then he puts out another compilation. But the music is great. Here's the latter day ones did okay for me, but not great. So Beautiful, So What did all right. And Stranger to Stranger, did all right for me as well. This one was pretty good, actually. Bonus tracks on there. Interesting release. A lot of percussion. Paul Simon right there with a whopping, 17. Next up, Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, by the way, here's Paul Simon, Graceland on vinyl. By accident, I said 180 pound. Feels like 180 pounds sometimes. 180 gram. Remaster on vinyl of that. All right, let's talk about Simon and Garfunkel, one of the greats. And this is a really nice box. This Columbia Studio Recordings, 1964 to 1970, and it's all of their albums right there. And all of them have bonus tracks. So this is the way to do it. And you open up the case, and each album is individual. So I could put it in my catalog that I have each individual album because I do. And that's the way I like box sets to be, instead of like when they merge them all, together. It comes with a nice book also. Really nice book with lyrics, each album, lyrics of each album, description of each album, story of it. It's a really nice box, and it's cheap. Even when I bought it, not out in the wild, it's relatively cheap, and you can't go wrong. It's just some of the greatest music of all time, and I think you would agree with that. So that's a really easy way to get all the studio recordings from Simon and Garfunkel. Highly, highly recommended. Some other stuff. The first compilation I ever saw is really old. 17 of their all-time greatest recordings, the Simon and Garfunkel collection. This was an import. This was not released in America. And this is my favorite, most played Simon and Garfunkel album, the concert in Central Park, the reunion show. It doesn't hurt the fact that I was there, and I also have the Laserdisc and the DVD. It's one of the greatest concerts of all time, and one of the greatest live records of all time. Another box set is called Old Friends, Simon and Garfunkel. The nice thing about this 3-disc set is that it's deep tracks, and it's got hits on it as well. But it's an interesting collection. You got a bunch of unreleased stuff. This is more for the bigger fans, but a really good collection. You want to get a single one. Here's the best of Simon and Garfunkel with 20 tracks. Here's Live in New York City in 1967. Really good show. And the Essential Simon and Garfunkel, if you want to go bigger, 2 CDs, 33 tracks. Big collection there. And then they reunited again, did another tour, put another live record out called Old Friends, Live on Stage. It's really good. I don't think it's as good as that Central Park concert I went to. Here's a bootleg from the reunion tour as well. Old Friends in Atlanta. I saw this for really cheap out in the wild, and I was like, this is a bootleg? This is as nice as the regular ones. And it's a pretty decent recording. So that was cool. And then another live show that they put out live in 1969. So a lot of Simon and Garfunkel. And what do I got? Let's see. Simon and Garfunkel, 15 albums. Let's keep going. We are up to Simple Minds. And for me, they are one and done. I got Glittering Prize, 81 and 92. The compilation. I have purged others of their albums. That's all I need for them. I like them for what they are. Gotta have some Frank Sinatra in your collection, and That's Life is a special record for me because it was one of my mom's favorites, and I always think of her when I listen to that. The Very Good Years, Sinatra Reprise, and Frank Sinatra, The Best of Capitol. So this is kind of like for me, for Frank Sinatra, pretty much the best of, and this is the very best of Frank Sinatra, a more expansive 2-disc set, and always fun to listen to him when I'm in the mood. Next up is the best of Doug Sam and the Sir Douglas Quintet, who I actually saw in concert once. Opened up for the Pretenders in like 1980. This is a really good collection. 22 tracks. Good stuff. Grace Slick Solo, the best of Grace Slick on CD. This is half good and half not so good. Sly and the Family Stone, got some stuff from them. This is A Whole New Thing on CD. All of these are remastered with bonus tracks. And here's Life. And Stand. A lot of bonus tracks, as you can see. And if you want to get the greatest hits, this is just a simple greatest hits album with 12 tracks. Or if you want to go into gusto, another Essentials, Sly and the Family Stones, you know the series. Much more expansive, remastered, they sound really good. And this is fully loaded on 2 discs. So if you like Sly and the Family Stone, here is a good selection for you. When it comes to the small faces, I have downsized. I am up down to two CD collections, and it's all that I really need. Here's one, the Decca Anthology, 1965 to 1967, and these things are fully loaded. Pretty much everything I could want is on here. And then you get this one, which is the Darlings of Wapping Wharf Laundrette, 50 remastered tracks. This is the immediate anthology, which of course has the complete Ogden's Not Gun Flake album. So it's all here. I do not need any more out of these 4 small faces sets. It's pretty much complete. Next up, a major artist for me. Certainly when she started, I was a huge fan. Saw her early in her career. We're talking Patti Smith. Here's the classic debut, Horses, remastered with a bonus track. And then she put out a Legacy Deluxe Edition, which looks like this, 2 discs, and it featured a whole nother live performance from 2005 of her doing the whole album. Radio Ethiopia came next. This is the remastered with bonus track. And the one that I think is the best album, really by far, Easter. I know everybody says Horses, but I think Easter is the best. And this is an amazing record. Then she put out Wave. I actually saw this tour, and it was fantastic. Another really good album, Dancing Barefoot, Frederick, and a lot more. Got a bootleg here, the CBGB's Club gig from 1979. There's lots of Patti Smith bootlegs out there, and I like them. Dream of Life was her last one before she took a retirement for a while. This has got People Have the Power, Paths I Cross, great stuff. Here's a compilation from the record label called the Patti Smith Masters, Selected Songs. So this is kind of a highlight of some of those and a couple of other albums. Here's Gone Again when she came back. You can't really see much in the way of artwork on that one. Here's another bootleg called Ask the Angels, and this was one of my favorite shows. That was half of it was recorded on the radio at Paris in 1978. That show right there is incredible. Also has a Latter-day Show from 1997. Really good bootleg. An album called Peace and Noise. As you'll see, Patti Smith, I think, is still a complete artist for me. I think I have everything. Gung Ho. These latter-day albums, to me, they were a little bit inconsistent. Some great songs, some kind of yeah. This is an interesting collection. 2 CD set. Patti Smith Land, 1975 to 2002. Really comprehensive. This is a good one to get if you want to explore her more deeply. Here's Trampin'. A latter-day one. Just did okay. 12, where she did 12 covers. I wasn't overly impressed with this. Really don't need her to do covers. And this is a single compilation called Outside Society, which if you want to get one of her collections, this is not a bad one to get. And then the last one that she had put out, I think, was this one, is a studio record, Banga. And I got the deluxe edition. Really nice packaging. Comes with a book and great photographs and all the rest and lyrics. Really nice packaging. Unfortunately, the album itself didn't do all that much for me. But there it is. Patti Smith. Quite the collection I have, and that is how many Patti Smith albums? 22. That's a lot. All right, next up, we got the Smitherines. 3 albums, their classic debut, especially for you. Great album. Second one was Green Thoughts, another really strong one. But if you want to get to them, you can try Blown to Smithereens, the best of the Smithereens. This is an excellent, excellent compilation. Highly recommended. We talked about Scandal before. Well, Patti Smyth did some solo stuff, and here is Patti Smyth's greatest hits featuring Scandal. This is probably the one that you would want to get if you want to get into them. That's a really good one. I forgot a couple here. Let me show you. Let's go back from vinyl. Here's a Patti Smith bootleg with a concert review, but this is called You Light Up My Life, and I got a review from a concert at that time back in 1978, which is roughly around when I saw her. This is a really cool vinyl bootleg from the Santa Monica Civic Center, Patti Smith. And here's the other Patti Smith, Never Enough, her solo record. It's a good record. That's a good one. I forgot one called Skyhooks, unknown here in America. But this is a band that is really interesting. I think they were Australian, right? And this was a huge hit wherever they're from. I think they were Australian. I'd have to remember. But I remember seeing their ads all the time, and they just looked so outrageous. And I finally found this vinyl album, and I picked it up, and it was pretty good, pretty entertaining. I kind of liked it. Alrighty, let's keep going. Southside, Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. And I Don't Want to Go Home. Great record. And Hearts of Stone. And the live one, Reach Up and Touch the Sky. This was a pretty big hit here in America, deservedly so. This is a great one called Better Days. I don't think too many people remember this album, but this is a really strong studio record from Southside Johnny. That's a really good one. You could always get the best of Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, a really comprehensive one on Columbia Legacy. 19 tracks, and that's might be all you need. That's a great one. Okay, the specials. I do have the specials. The singles collection right there. Oh, I got another specials. You know, I just realized it. I got it as a gift. I have it up here. Some quick thinking. There it is. I knew I had it. The 30th anniversary tour live. I got this as a gift from one of the viewers, so I still have it. It's in my backlog. But moved up to almost played. Let's stick it right over there. Glad I thought of that one. Okay, Spirit. One of my favorite albums of all time is this classic 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. This is a really cool record. One of my favorite tracks of all time is Nature's Way, but this is all the way a great album from Spirit. And then I got The Best of Spirit, an excellent compilation of the best of them outside of the 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. Spock's Beard is a latter-day progressive band, for sure. Here's The Kindness of Strangers, special edition, and this is a really good record with a lot of bonus tracks. And then my favorite one is 5V. This is a great latter-day progressive album, really strong. And then this one, and Snow, deluxe edition, a thematic album, tells a story, and you can read about it as you're listening to it. Pretty involved tracks, and a strong record from Spock's Beard. I have 3 of their albums, and as of now, that's what I'm happy with. I did get another one, but I didn't keep it. These are the 3 that I like the most so far from Spock's Beard. Spooky Tooth, got a couple from them. The classic Spooky 2 album. And this has got bonus tracks and a slipcase on Repertoire. This is a German label, does a great job. The Best of Spooky Tooth, that was only yesterday, which is an excellent collection. You can see how they break it out by album. And if that's not enough, we got Lost in My Dream, an anthology, 1968 to 1974. A 2 CD collection of the best of Spooky Tooth. Really covers their career. That is Spooky Tooth. We are up to Dusty Springfield, and one of my favorite albums is Dusty in Memphis. They really don't get any better than this. This is the deluxe edition with a ton of bonus tracks. More than doubles the length of the album, and it's worth it. This is tremendous on Rhino. The very best of Dusty Springfield is this collection. 20 of her best tracks all on 1 CD. It is terrific. And then the complete BBC sessions from Dusty Springfield. Another excellent collection. Yeah, I'm what you call a moderate fan, but the stuff that I have, I really like. The last artist we're going to do is Rick Springfield. And in America had some pretty good success. Working Class Dog is a really fine record, actually. This is the one that's got Jesse's Girl. But it's a good record overall. Here's the best of Rick Springfield. He has a lot of albums, but I'm good enough just having this and the Working Class Dog album. And here's one called Alive, Rick Springfield Alive, the greatest hits. And because I'm a live album guy and I want to check that out. as you saw behind me, I did forget. We have Simon and Garfunkel we went through, but I forgot to show you this Santana. And this is Dance of the Rainbow Serpent. And this is an early box set. In its time was pretty good. It's got 3 discs, but 4 discs, I'm sorry. And, you know, it's a good collection. I mean, obviously his career was so extensive. It's hard to cover him, even in a box set. And certainly in a box set of just 4 discs. But, yeah, there's a lot of material on here. You probably can find this for pretty cheap. Came with an inside ad as well. But, yeah, this doesn't go for a lot of money, and it's out there. And the CDs are broken into different themes, heart and soul and spirit. And, yeah. 3 discs. I thought it was 3 discs. They fooled me. 3 discs. Heart, soul, and spirit. A fine collection for what it is. And the other one that I forgot to show you is this Phil Spector, Back to Mono, 1958 to 1969. This is a pretty thick box, as you can see. And it is fully loaded. And, of course, the whole kick with this is that it's mono. All these Phil Spector classics, you can't go wrong. Obviously, you know most of these songs, if not all of them. And then when you open it up, you get, this is on Apco, and you get a big soft-covered book, but it's really, really, really well done. As you can see, it's got all the songs, and really nice. And then inside the disc looks like that. It comes with a pin that says Back to Mono. And it does come, it's 3 discs, plus the whole Christmas gift for you, Phil Spector album, the Christmas album. That is a lot of times considered amongst the very best Christmas albums ever done. This is that one, and that comes in this box. And digitally remastered, so there you go. I forgot to show you these. You probably saw them behind me, but there we have it. So, there is part 1 of what I think is going to be 3 parts of the letter S. We just covered Sacred Spirit, Sade, through Rick Springfield. It was 40 artists and 176 albums in 37 minutes. Not too bad. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, send me your comments. Let me know what you think I'm missing. And I hope you're enjoying it. As we're starting to wind down, I think 2 more videos will cover S, and then we'll start heading towards the finish line. As always, thanks so much. Hope you're having a good weekend. Well, hope you had a good weekend. It's Saturday night, but I'll post this Monday morning. And I'll see you next time on the Alan Rosenberg Show. And if you're new to my channel and you like it, check out the other videos in my playlist and hit subscribe. That would be great. I'll see you around.